Welcome back to another episode of Black Women in Business, the Dirty Truth. Woo! 2 weeks into December. How's everybody doing? No, this is business time, but personal time as well. So we definitely want to hear how everyone is doing. Y'all know how we do. Interact with us in the comments. We are showing up here for y'all to stand in these gaps with all of you ladies running your businesses and raising families at the same time, because we're all in that boat one way or another. Might look a little different, but we got you. So how's everybody doing? How's business going? Hopefully you're not checked out, but you got your systems in place and your business is running smoothly and you're enjoying this time with family. No matter what you celebrate or don't celebrate, hopefully you're still taking in the essence of the season that is in the air. I feel like it's always in the air. So tonight's episode, first of all, if you missed last week's episode, pump your brakes, stop, go back. I would love for you to catch this live. That helps our analytics, but I don't even care about that right now. Go back and catch episode 15 because it is going to change your life. And we're coming towards the end of the year. And I really think that it will behoove you to go and watch it before you set. You probably have already set your goals for January. If not, you should already be there. But if you're not, if you're thinking about getting started, definitely this will help you into 2023. And then you know to get in touch with Dayna and get all that extensive information so that you can fly through 2023 on track. Okay. All right. Now, tonight's episode is probably going to ruffle a little feathers, but that's what we do because we're talking about being taken seriously in your business, as well as a little mix of imposter syndrome, because I feel like they go hand in hand. So we're going to tackle this first piece. And I would love to know in the comments if you've heard some of these comments from, usually they come with family because family thinks they mean well, but it hurts, right? So have you ever heard, how's your little business doing? Are you still doing that little business? That word, it's that word, that little, right? And it makes you feel like, well, is it a business? Like, who am I? Is it? And then you kind of feel resentful, like, take me seriously. This is a business. But I want to ask you, how are you showing up as well? Are you showing up because those words are ringing in your head, your little business? Like I say, family thinks they mean well when they say it, maybe because they don't know how to approach it, but it does hurt. So have you heard that? Have you ever heard that? Have you felt that sting of somebody that you thought would be all in to support you hit you with that, your little business? Ladies, have you heard that comment? I have thankfully not heard little business, but I have heard you still doing your business. Like, you see me every day. Don't play me. So ladies, have you yourself heard that? And like, how did it make you feel? What did it make you feel about yourself and your business?
I haven't particularly heard the word little, like you said. I've heard, I take that back. Are you still messing with those little bottles that you used to sell? What? I sell more than bottles, and they ain't little like that. I mean, but yeah, and I guess this goes into the next point of the imposter syndrome thing, because that did have an effect on me. I was like, I am knowledgeable. I know things. But when people say things like, oh, those little bottles, you sure that's going to work? I'm a big person. Is that going to help me out? Yeah. I mean, what make you think that your frequency is higher than mine because you big bone? That ain't got nothing to do with it. Look, just do what I said do. But for real, I just feel like when people say that, like, yeah, it might be family, they mean well, but other people outside of my family have said, oh yeah, those little bottles. I want to support you. I want to get in on what you're doing, but then that's it. They want to get in on it. They want to see how the little bottles work, and then nothing. So that's what I've been dealing with.
So it's interesting. This was a few weeks back now. But I did a short clip and I just talked a little bit about how if you want to be a successful entrepreneur or business owner, you have to stop thinking like an employee. And the reason I think that's super, super applicable to this topic is there comes a point where we may have a job, right? And then we might start a business. And I promise you, whatever you choose as your primary versus your secondary, when things get hard, you're going to release and let go of the secondary. Okay. Or you're not going to show up as complete for your secondary. So now, granted, in business, you go through ebbs and flows. So maybe you're at a point where my job is fueling my business, right? And so my job has a key cornerstone to it, but that doesn't mean it has to be your primary, right? Yeah. So when you have conversations and you talk about what you're doing, what comes out of your mouth first, right? Does your conversation say, oh, well, I am a special needs teacher, right? Or is it, I'm a doula and brand partner with Young Living? What comes out first? Yeah. And I feel like a lot of times if we lead with, oh, I have this side hustle, right? Yeah. Or you lead with terms that make and minimize maybe what your business is doing. As a result, that's the results that you see with the people around you, right? Because from their perspective, it's like, well, when I ask or I hear you talk about you and your life, right? You speak about the primary, which is your job, or your primary, which is whatever is supporting the bills. And so for us, then yeah, it is a little business because it's just something you're doing, whether it's a hobby, whether it's for a little extra cash or things like that. So I do think prospectively on that other end, sometimes we have to see and frame, like, how are we showing up? How are we vocalizing what it is we do and what we're passionate about? And are we minimizing it to make it seem like a little business or a little hustle that we're doing?
Yes. I'm guilty of that. And yeah, she pointed out my main job. Yes. Yes, I am a birth doula. Yes, I am a brand partner with Young Living. And I am guilty of saying, yeah, I do this on the side. If you want to schedule something with me, just get at me. But yeah, I work during this time, but then you can contact me this little bit of time right here. So yeah, I will say, I apologize, y'all. I am guilty of that. But still, this ain't my little business, okay? It's my job.
Yeah, I think that's my thoughts. Like, I understand it could be very hurtful, like if family or like your best friend or somebody comes, but like Dayna said, how are you showing up? Because people can only take or say from what they see. So unless somebody's just being straight up malicious, they're not coming to you saying, oh, you're still doing that, or using those kind of downplaying words if that's not maybe what you're giving off. Maybe you're lacking the confidence, you're not assertive, when you're dealing with people, or like Dayna said, you're basically telling me this is your side hustle, but this is what you do. So now it might seem like you're not knowledgeable. Like Andriana said, I'm knowledgeable, like I got you. But if you're telling me you're knowledgeable, and we're going to pick on you, girl, because Dayna brought it up and then you said you. But if you're telling me you're knowledgeable, but then be like, this is my side, it's like, okay, you give me the information. I'm going to go sign up with homegirl over here because she's telling me this is what she does. Like 100%, 10 toes down. I know I can get with her like anytime. And it's not going to be like this little window, like you said. I love you, girl. But yeah, a lot of times we have to look inwards if you're hearing it. Like, take the punch, let us think, say what you got to say. But it is self-awareness about how you're showing up, because is this a hobby? Like Dayna alluded to, is this a hobby? Is this something that you're taking seriously, like you have your goals, you have that separate business account where you're putting money to put back into your business, or are you taking everything that you're making and going buying shoes and, not having that? I'm not saying don't buy yourself some shoes, girl, you deserve it, but are you being serious? So I would like y'all watching, do you have some tips for everybody else watching? Drop them in the comments of ways that you think are easy, because I'm all about the easy steps that can show that you're serious with your business, that things that you do that you feel like is why you get those people on board, right? People are on board. They're super supportive. So I would like to know what y'all think, what your tips are. Drop them in the comments. I think for me, I would say know your why. I know that's like a networking term. I never heard it before I joined network marketing, but knowing why you're around, like why you're here, why you're doing this, is gonna will give you that confidence, and you'll be assertive, and you'll be able to show up as yourself and command that, like, this respect. This is my business. This is what I do. This is what I know. This is what I can teach you, where I can go. But it's understanding that, because if you're like, if your why is I just want $500 every month, then that's your why, and then you will be hustling for that. And kudos, you're going to probably get a couple of littles here and there, or you're still doing this. But if you're like, look, I'm here to support women and whatever the case may be, or to help, children with special needs do this and that, or you're helping business women get from startup, whatever the case may be. If you know why you're here and what you're doing, it's a lot easier to stand tall than just be, well, today I'm going to do something. I might do it today. I might not, you know what I'm saying? And then that leads me into stop dabbling. Are you dabbling? Are you actually being consistent? Do you show up? Like, we're here every Wednesday with y'all the same time, same place, might be a few minutes late, but we're here because this is something that we've all come together and said, this is important to us. It may be a piece of our businesses. It may not be, but it's something else that we've taken on. And I know we all show up for our businesses, and it's not a dabble. It's not a, today I'm going to talk about it and I'll come back 6 months and talk about it again. So are you in or are you out? I don't know where I heard that recently. I heard that somewhere recently with somebody was like, are you in? Are you out? Like, choose. It might've been with Mid. Did Leona say that? So somebody said it recently, and it has just stuck with me. And then know your strengths. So stop trying to cater to everybody. Are you catering to everybody? Are you in an industry where it's easy to sell all the things and service all the people, and now you're like everywhere and your head's cut off and you don't know which way you're coming or going? Like, know your strengths and be in those things, and also understand what you can and cannot do. So if you're in a position to, hire out so you can be in your strengths. Because I want people that's like, I don't want nobody to help me. I know when I see people way at the top and they say they have people come and do their laundry, I'm like, no, can't nobody do my laundry. But then I'm like, I hate doing laundry. I done washed the same clothes 20 times. That's not my strength, y'all. That's not my strength. So what is with your business? Is there something that you're super passionate about, you do well? Maybe you're a content writer and you can just knock it out, but scheduling is not your thing, or getting it out there is not your thing. Like, can you do that? And then the last thing that I will throw in before I shush my mouth is accountability, and be brutally honest with yourself about needing help, supporting people within your community. If you're in network marketing, which all three of us are you leading or are you bossing? Are you bossing people around? Are you being a manager? Are you leading or are you managing? We did an episode about leadership and it was everything. So check that one out too. I don't remember the episode number, but It's in the title. Or are you leading or are you managing? So yeah, you got to be brutally honest with yourself about how you're showing up in your business, because again, like Dayna said, if you're telling the world it's just a hobby, I'll talk to you about it when I see you or I remember, then you're not even taking yourself seriously. So you're not commanding everybody else take you seriously.
Yeah, for sure. And I want to kind of just a little bit go back to that why. So I think this is something, Coraline, that you hear a lot, your why. But we are really, really getting into an age of purpose, right? Like businesses, companies, they are more about purpose and the effect that they're having on the planet, the animals, the people, and all of these things more than ever in years past. And I feel like good and bad, the reason being is there's more transparency, right? Because of social media and the internet and things like that, right? Like now I know that these big companies are slaughtering animals and doing things where we didn't know, or we didn't have the transparency to see these things and them to be called out on these things. And so I really, really want you to go core line back to that. So if you're in a position where you feel that imposter syndrome, or you feel that maybe my little business, right, and I keep starting and stopping and starting and stopping and starting and stopping, right, it might be time to look at, why am I doing what I'm doing? Is it really connected to purpose and something greater that I can see or foresee for me, the future, my children, whatever that might be? And I feel like when you're more driven purpose and it yields the results, you're going to attract what belongs to you. And you're going to create, right, expansion in things with your business, and it no longer suits that little portion anymore, because you're really going next level. You're really amplifying those voices of what you're doing, and you're going to start attracting the right people. And I don't know if you ladies wanted to switch over to like imposter syndrome, because I know we were going to chat a little bit about that too.
Yeah.
I was leading right into that, because I feel like now I did not know what imposter syndrome was before we started talking about it. I had to Google it. So Google told me that imposter syndrome was like the internal psychological experience in which someone believes that they are not as competent as others perceive them to be, or if they are a fraud. I don't know if others see me, I don't know, as competent. I don't know. But I feel like within myself, I tend to struggle with, okay, I'm not doing, or I'm not where I want to be. Should I back off of this because I'm not seeing the results? And that's mainly probably because I said, hey, my little side hustle or whatever. But are people looking at me as, is this person going to be with me for the long haul since this is our side hustle? Or are they looking at me as a fraud? I don't know. That's the internal struggle that I have going on. So people in the comments, those of you guys that have your own business, or that have just, I don't know, found out what imposter syndrome was, do you feel like, I don't know, you feel like you could get the support you need? Because I felt like that I was the only one that was dealing with this. I don't know. I've never met anybody that, I don't know, struggled with something like this. I don't know. Where do you go? Is there like an imposter syndrome anonymous that you can go to?
You're too funny. It's an AA for imposter syndrome.
So I think like, so one of the things that I would say when it comes to like imposter syndrome or feeling like you don't belong, I feel like that's an insecurity that everyone has. Like, I feel like I don't care how educated you are, how advanced you are, how skilled you are, you're always going to feel like I could be better, right? Like, I think that's just natural inclination of our human space. But I think for me, where I really, really make that adjustment and reflect is that passion, right?
Yeah.
It's that why. Because I'm so passionate about what I have, I'm like, I have to tell other people. Like for me, and I again, passion and pain. A lot of times people start businesses or start things either from pain or passion, right? For me, a lot of it is connected to pain, right? So when I got into the wellness space, it was originally for, I was desperate looking for healing, right? I was tired. I had been through the ringer going the traditional route. And so I was desperate for things. So it was pain, right? And then what has continued to trigger me on is the different things that have been offset in my family. I have had so much premature death and things, especially like cancer, where it's like, I look at my like genealogy and I'm like, cancer wasn't introduced until my genetic code until my parents' generation, right? My grandparents, my great grandparents, none of them had cancer, right? So it wasn't until this generation that now all of a sudden everyone has cancer. But according to the research, right, only 90 to 95% of all cancers are environmentally induced. So all of that came from pain.
Yeah.
And so I don't necessarily, yes, there's times where I feel like I don't belong in a space or I feel like I don't have something. But what I do know is if I can save one person from getting cancer faster or even maybe altogether, I'm going to speak up, right? I'm going to speak up and I will talk to myself until the right people are ready to listen about it. So it helps me to reframe like not belonging or not being in the proper space. You're not going to always have the answers. And I promise you, people respect that more, right? People are more attracted to someone that said, you know what? That's a great question. And I have no idea how to answer that for you, but let me do research. Let me get back to you. Let me show up. So don't feel like you need to know everything. Don't feel like you have to show up a certain way. Like if you don't show up in, a suit and tie, like more power to you. You're going to attract the right people to you. So you don't have to feel like you're being an imposter. You don't have to feel like you don't belong or you're in the wrong space.
I'm glad, Dayna, because I was like, am I gonna have to be the bad person? Am I gonna have to just? I love that everything that Dayna said, and I'm gonna just hone it into personal experience and the things that I had to, and hopefully it resonates and you can understand. It's just an elaboration, literally off what Dayna said so eloquently. Is that I never knew the true definition of imposter syndrome. So thank you for that, Andriana. Because for me, imposter syndrome is like, it's all dependent on the person, right? Like for somebody, it's merely the fact that you see somebody else doing it and you're like, well, I can't do that. But I feel like it all goes back to you not believing in yourself, believing in your abilities and your strengths. And when you don't believe in yourself and you don't believe in your abilities, you feel like either one, you can't grow, or two, you can't change. So you do nothing. And then you sit in this space like, do I belong here? Well, I don't belong here because I just listen to, Young Living does a lot. I mean, we have one every Monday and they do tons of training, and you get to listen to people that maybe are ranked below you, higher than you, but you get to hear all these people talk. And if you're sitting in a space where you're like, nope, I can't do that. I'm feeling like I can't grow, I can't change, I can't evolve, whatever word you want to use, then you're going to see this person and be like, it's impossible for me to hit X, Y, and Z or make this amount of money because I can't be that, or I can't do that. But you can. It's mindset. And I am one of those people that used to be like, if somebody says mindset one more time to me, I'm gonna go off. And it might be how people feel when I'm talking about self-care, but it's because it's become sensationalized and blown up to mean something that it truly doesn't. Like, it's work. It's hard work. Just like your business is hard work, and there are failures and there are hiccups and there's like, oh Lord, it's Monday, I gotta do this again. There are gonna be times that you're gonna have to sit and work on your mind, on the stories that you are telling yourself. Because for me, it just was, I won't say that I had imposter syndrome, because that is like a mental thing. Like, it can cause you to be depressed and stressed out, and you go through all of these emotions. I don't feel like I was that. It just was, I was downplaying what I could do for fear of, would it be too much? But then I didn't get into growth mindset. You have to have a growth mindset. And like Dayna said, you've got to have it, because you may not know it now. So go and research it. So while you get to teach somebody who asked you a question you didn't know, because it's not something you've been through or never even talked about, but you also taught yourself, and you're willing to do that. If you're not willing to do that, and you take that question that somebody asked you and go, oh, I'm quitting today because I don't know the answer, and that means I don't know everything. Like Dayna said, I don't know, but I'm gonna look it up. That's a great question. That's gonna help. That's gonna help me and everybody else that I figure this out for. That's being and accepting change. Like, I mean, my kids and I, especially my youngest, we have this conversation. We drive an hour to school every day, and so we have lots of conversation. And for him, his mindset work that he has to do. He's 8, and I know that seems heavy, but I refuse to let my children get stuck in a place where they feel like they can't change, or that it's wrong to fail, or that not knowing everything is a crutch. It's not. Like, growing every day means learning every day. And how boring would it be if you couldn't learn something new every single day? So it is mindset, and it's going to take work for you to not feel like you're an imposter. It's on you. And I know that may seem like, I know she ain't talking to me, I'm talking to you. It's on you. It has to be with us. And I have felt like, I don't know if I've been having lots of pointed conversations with the Lord, but a lot of the posts and things that I've been saying are on this. It is on you. We're sitting on our hands too much and feeling like, oh, because I don't know what she knows, I can't do it. But you are enough. And if you're willing to make the change, if you're willing to growth mindset, and do the work, you can be any and everything that you want to be. And you don't have to worry about what the next person is doing. Heck, send them over to them. I don't know nothing about, I don't know how to birth a baby because I did it twice, but I don't know nothing. I don't think I could coach nobody through it. So somebody came to me, I'd be like, nope. But Andriana knows how to do that. That's support and love. I know how to take care of my own hair. I didn't start wearing makeup till I was almost 30 years old, but Dayna's got you, even though she says she don't like to talk about that stuff. But I'm going to send you to Dayna. Dayna is into marketing. I have a marketing degree, but I have a marketing degree that's from, my gosh, I graduated was it 12 years ago? I don't even know. But it's not the type of marketing that's being done today. It's traditional. So I'm a dinosaur in that realm. And I had to accept that, all right, now I got to go relearn everything that I thought I knew, because it's not the way anymore. It's not the way. And it's okay. It's okay. Don't shoot the messenger. We gotta do the work. So we would love to hear in the comments, is mindset something that you're having to work on? Is that maybe something that you could work on for 2023 and see that shift, that change, to put in the work into your business? Is, like Andriana asked, is imposter syndrome something that you're having to deal with on a regular basis? And when Dayna and I both said, learn, grow, do something new, just expound on what you already are. You don't have to fix you. Let's grow on the 1%, like say 1%. So don't make a resolution in a couple of weeks that says, I'm going to change up the whole thing because I don't have what Andriana and Dayna and Tameka was talking about for the whole of back end of 2022. No. Take what you have and let's just grow 1% of you, because what you have is important, but you can add to it and grow. So how y'all feeling in the comments? how's everybody doing? Was that one for y'all? Was everybody feeling in that place? Because I know it's a hard place to be in. And I think on some level we've all like second guessed ourselves. And it's rough. It's rough, y'all. All right. Yeah, I cannot believe it. We are closing in. It's, what is it? 11 days from Christmas, and then everybody's gonna ghost. You won't see nobody online because everybody be burnt out. No, we will be back next Wednesday, same time, for another episode that is going to wow and thrill you into the new year, and it's going to be dope. But I want to shout one out that is going to like change the whole game, because I want you to prep and prepare. In the new year, we are bringing some special guests on to Black Women in Business, The Dirty Truth. We're getting the other side of things. It is a conversation you are not going to want to miss. It's January 4th, right? I think so. January 4th. I believe that's the first Wednesday of 2023. Go ahead right now. Put it in your ebook, on your calendar. 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 Central. We are coming in with the men's, and it's going to be good. We don't have no script for it. I'm a little scared. It's going to be good, and I don't want y'all to miss it. So put it on yours and your partner's schedule so y'all can be there and you can hear the other side of things. It's going to be good. I had to shout that out. I know it's a couple of Wednesdays deep, but I want you to be here. I don't want you to miss it. It's going to be amazing. We appreciate y'all for hanging out with us on this Wednesday evening. We will see y'all next week. Take it easy. Be safe. Talk to you later.
Bye, y'all.